What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Get Hype Gaming, the first episode of 2024. Again, Happy New Year to everyone. Hope everybody have a safe, productive, and healthy New Year. Right now, this has been a blessing so far, man. I again appreciate everyone for their love. Again, keep liking, keep subscribing. It's a blessing, man. I'm so hype about this show, this podcast. It's just been amazing to me. I like having fun, man, and y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Keep showing love. Today's episode of 2024, we're gonna be talking about God of War Valhalla. This is the DLC for God of War Ragnarok. Now, before I get into this, to this DLC, I would like to tell you my brief history of me and God of War. I had the first God of War for the PlayStation 2 when it came out. It came out a long time ago. I can't remember, but I pretty much played 1, 2, and 3. Well, 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 2, and then 3 came out for the PlayStation 3. Great games, man. Like it's funny because I might go on a little rant here, but it's not on. It's like I evolved just as I could relate to Kratos. What I'm trying to say is like he was when he was in the Greek era, Kratos. It was more like angry Kratos, and like he's going through his like puberty stage, in his life, and it was relatable. And then he's just angry all the time. And again, the character for that era, he was just look, it was corny. You know what I mean? For that era, for that time, I guess it was cool because he was just he was a brute, and he was just there. It was just a revenge story that lasted way too long. You know what I mean? The gameplay was always top notch. The graphics, it was always a showcase for whatever console it came out, for the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3. It was beautiful for that time. It was one of the most gorgeous looking games you'll ever see. Again, for PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 era. With that being said, though, when Ascension came out, and I did beat all 3 mainline games, including the PSP game, Chains of Olympus. I think it was another one I can't remember right now. When I beat those games, and by the time Ascension came out, I already had like God of War fatigue. I didn't want to I played it for like a couple hours, and I was like, I never got back to it. And from the reviews I heard, it was mediocre at best. It was just time to put Kratos on the shelf and let him marinate for a little bit, pause and see what happens. But then 2018 came, and Kratos now is he's not so angry. He's more like a lumberjack. He got he has a son, and he's very protective of that son, and it became a father. So it humanized the god Kratos. You know what I mean? And it was relatable. I could relate to this guy. The story was more grounded. It was more, yes, it had gods and all these wild creatures, but it was still human in nature, I guess. It's weird to say. And 2018 God of War ranked as top 5, one of the greatest games in my list. Is one of the top 5 greatest games of all time, probably top 3. I love God of War 2018. It was beautiful. It was just massively done. And then God of War Ragnarok, that just made it, just turned it up a notch. It was just God of War 2018 times 5 times 10 times 100. It was that good. And it was, I got invested in the 2 God of War games for the 2 more recent God of War games. They were just great, man. And I love Ragnarok. I love the characters, all the different characters. It was a lot going on at once, but it was epic. You felt like you was playing an epic game. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about these games. And then it kind of makes me wonder, again, I'm not, yes, most of the games I play is PlayStation centric, but I do value my Xbox. I really, really do. And I think the mainline games for Xbox, I'm kind of getting, I'm making you, this is gonna make sense. Trust me. I know I'm going off the left field for a minute, but I'm gonna bring it back around. The 2 mainline games for Xbox is Halo and Gears of War. You know what I mean? Those were 360 games. Well, except for Halo. Halo was the original Xbox. It was a launch game. And Halo's great. Halo's still great. But I think those 2 games, especially Gears of War in particular, they need a God of War moment. They need to be mature. They need to grow up. You know what I mean? They're very bro-centric. they made Kratos human, like, relatable. You know what I mean? And I think in a certain way, I think those two games on the Xbox side need to have their God of War moment. You know what I mean? Not necessarily copy, exactly what they're doing. But again, those games are always gonna be fun. But they're like, if you tell me this, like, to rehash the story for you, I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Especially the more recent Halo, I don't know. They lost me after 5. That was dog shit. You know what I mean? But Infinite was a really good game. I mean, I have my issues with it, but for the most part, it was a great game. And Gears has always been good. It's just the stories always sucked. It was very bland and boring to me, but the gameplay was always top notch. So those games that they need a God of War moment, that they need to be like grow up. You know what I mean? And it's fine. But as of now, let's get back on track. We'll talk about Valhalla now, which is pretty much a continuation of Ragnarok. It's a roguelike game. Now, when I first heard about this, I had no interest in it, because those roguelike games, if you play a game like Hades, that's the only thing I could relate it to. Is like one of those rinse, wash, repeat kind of games, meaning you die, you come and you start from the beginning and come back, or if you beat the game, do everything all over again. I had no interest in it, and I'm a little late to I did pick it up during the Christmas holiday, and when I looked at the reviews and they were saying there's a story to this, and it has a difficulty setting, I'm like, oh good, at least I don't have to get better, suffer through this for this roguelike kind of games. And man, they nailed it, man. This is a great game. It's 6 hours. If you up the difficulty, probably get you at 8 hours. But what kept me going was not only the gameplay, which always been great. My only gripe with God of War Ragnarok was the spear. Spoiler alert, you get a spear at it. You guys come on, it's been over a year now. Play the goddamn game. Spoiler alert, but you get a spear. And it was fine. It worked. It did what it was supposed to. But I always relied on the chains and the axe, the Leviathan axe, and the chains of Olympus. In this game, though, I enjoyed the spear even more. That was my go-to weapon for Kratos. I loved it, man. And especially when you're dealing with multiple enemies coming at you, it's very reliable. I love it. But what makes this game so good and so addicting is actually the story. I really was just beating these guys up and going through all these enemies just so I could get to the story element, which is very surprising how they could just add a roguelike element and make a story out of it. And it was a compelling story. I'm not going to give anything away, but I really, really recommend you guys check this out. I know it's a DLC, I know it's a 6-hour thing, but man, I highly recommend this game. It's free. Again, I should start off with that. The game is free. All right, it's a free DLC. You don't need to you don't need to beat Ragnarok to understand it. I would really recommend you do though, but you don't have to. You could easily in the menu screen just go straight to Valhalla and fuck off. You know what I mean? It's a great game. On the get hype scale, I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. Get fucking hype for this game. You guys won't be disappointed, and it's free. So what are you doing? You know what I mean? This is a great game. You guys will get invested with the story. But the story doesn't hit, the gameplay will hit. The different kind of enemies and different types. You got things. Okay, I will spoil this. You will get some Greek mythology monsters and enemies that will be in this game. It's Valhalla. Though it's pretty much where warriors die. You know what I mean? If you know the lore. You know what I mean? That's where warriors, that when they die, they want to go to Valhalla. And and this game does not disappoint. Again, on a get hype scale, it's 5 out of 5. Please, guys, check it out. It's free. I can't say that enough. You won't be disappointed. The next game on the list. Now, I'm trying to speed this one up, but it's Avatar the new Avatar game. That one, I'm enjoying it, but we'll talk about it. It's not a bad game, but I really should have finished that game earlier, but fucking RoboCop took over my life and I couldn't help it. But you guys would you got next review will be the Avatar game. Oh, and by the way, I'm still playing my Portal, still loving it. There it is, hooked it up now. See, hooked it up, got some cases for it. So again, thank you guys. I actually got a lot of love for that last review of the Portal, and I appreciate that. Keep sending the love, man. Again, 5 out of 5 for God of War. Keep liking, keep subscribing. I'm your host, Ja. This is Get High Gaming. I'm out. Peace and love, baby.